Welcome back to the channel. This is Simon with topdockpro, and today we've got the all-new Starke Finish R, which we're going to be trying out for the first time on this blue 29-foot sailfish. Check it out. I have the brand new Starke Finish R right here. So you guys are probably wondering, what is this product? Well, Starke Finish R is a medium compound, so it's actually very similar to Elevate, so that's why I've got Elevate right here. Elevate's been around for a long time. It's got a great reputation. Now as we see newer technology in Finish R, we're going to really be talking about what Finish R is. So Finish R is a 1000 grit polish, which makes it a little different than Elevate because Elevate is a 1200 grit polish. So what does that mean? That means that Finish R actually cuts a little bit deeper. So you got a 200 grit difference with Finish R. Not to mention the shine on Finish R is even more extravagant than Elevate. So you're getting awesome shine. The shine levels almost match that of Triple P. So such a unique product, and we're really excited to kind of dive in and use this today. So you guys are going to get to see all about it. This is the new Finish R right here. Also, it's a little bit more gritty, so you're going to notice Elevate, not really that gritty noticeably, but when you take Finish R, you put it on the surface, you're going to see those little grits popping around, and that is Finish R. That's those diminishing abrasive technology grits, just like Elevate has, but at a deeper level, and like I said, you're getting more shine. So let's get back to the video. We're just gonna put a decent amount on here, almost like we're waxing the boat. Keep it kind of thin, just enough to work it in. We don't want it super thick, otherwise it's gonna take a really long time to work in, and then your pad's gonna get built up. So once you've got a nice little section done, recently I just see detailers trying to do these big sections. That's when your quality starts to go down. So keep it small, keep it simple. Work one section at a time. You're gonna see these little specks. So you can actually see the little grits in here. These are diminishing abrasive grits, new technology, just like all the other products that Starke makes. So it's gonna diminish down, break down to a polish, and that's really cool with this. That's what's gonna get you that extra little bit of cut, so that 200 grit difference between 1000 with Finish R and 1200 with Elevate. And then you just watch as I work this in. This is gonna get super glossy on us. We got the Flex 3401 VRG, which I've been using for a while now, and then we've got the Lake Country Force Orange foam pad, and this is going to be a great finishing pad before we do a polymer sealant application. Like you guys see in the majority of my videos, we've got the Flex today, and yeah, with any polish you're going to run the same pattern. So we're going to be rotating between horizontal and vertical motions until we get this stuff worked in. It's going to take about 4 passes, so regardless of the product, I like to stick to 4 steady, slow, robotic patterns to get you the best finish. If you guys fly through this or want to do mega sections, it's going to be very hard to work in the polish properly. We're sticking to speed 4 on the Flex because Finish R is a little bit grittier. We definitely want to make sure we get the proper heat and work time to allow it to fully work in. Once I get about halfway through, I'm going to brush this off. With these blue boats like this, with the gel coat, the dye likes to come off. The pigment and the color, it likes to go onto your pad, so it's just harder to keep clean than if you're working on your standard white gel coat. So we're just going to brush this off. All you need is a little brush. I actually got this from Dollar General, but any little brush is going to work. Or you guys can get the Rupes claw if you want something that's actually made for this, which you can get on 1%detail.com. So let's go ahead and finish out a couple more passes, and then we'll show you what it looks like and we'll wipe it off. Alright, so that's about 4 passes, which is where I like to stick around. We've got our auto drive microfiber towel right here, which I'll link in the description. And let's give it a wipe. Pretty easy to wipe off, just like any normal standard polish. and then I like to leave a little bit on the edge, a little bit down here so I know where I left off. We'll do that panel next, work down here, and we'll continue forward. So that's a little bit about how Finish R works. We're gonna show you guys some footage so you can check it out for yourself, and I'll see you here in a minute. As I become a better detailer, as I reach a new evolution, I just think it's really important to understand what machines you're using, what pads you're using, and for what reasons. So go ahead and watch me polish this off, but I'm just going to talk about the Flex a little bit. The Flex is part rotary, part random orbital, but it's not one or the other. It's not a rotary buffer because it doesn't have that complete orbit. It's got a little bit of oscillation to it, but it's also not a long throw polisher. So you're not going to get oxidation removal. You're not necessarily going to get the maximum scratch removal, but you're going to get a little bit in between. What this machine really excels at is generating a lot of heat. A lot of people like to knock the Flex, but I'm telling you, this machine gets you an amazing shine. It's got a lot of heat, especially when you run it with a orange force or a gray force. That's a lot of heat that you're creating. So my style is going to change in the future, in the new upcoming year. I'm going to kind of upgrade my machines, my evolution of myself, and you're going to see me use the random orbital a little more. You might see me use the rotary a little more, and I may not always use the Flex. So I think that's something exciting to keep in mind, and that's really my take on this. But the Flex has done really well for me. It's an amazing machine, and it's something that I still want to have and use in my business when necessary. So I'm going to wipe off this section, and then we're going to dive into final thoughts. Final notes and final thoughts on Finish R. So we're going to be going all over the place, mostly good with Finish R. The first thing I really want to say, and shout out to Starke, is this product has now entered a new category, a new standard for polishes to come. This polish officially is in its own category. So where you've got Elevate, you've got Minzerna 400, right? And probably some other polishes out there, all around the same level of class. This one is completely separate now. So you've got to understand the new technology with this product, the way it finishes out, the way the shine is. It's just a completely new level, and it's something we're going to have to navigate as detailers. Another thing as well is you got to understand it took me about 2 years to really dial in Level R, maybe a year or two to dial in Elevate. So these things take time. When you've got new products, it all comes down to what pads should you be using, what machines should you be using to run these polishes at the best level. And like I said, these are going to be things that we're going to be navigating. So these are just initial thoughts. This is like an introduction to Finish R. Some things are going to change over time, and I'm just giving my honest opinion because you guys deserve that from the channel. You guys deserve my honesty about these new products. So I want to give that to you right now. Number one on the list is the cut, like I was saying, is amazing. Now, I think it's important for you guys to know where we started on this boat. So the way that we detailed out this blue sailfish was we did Ardex Super 600, a little bit of heavy oxidation, not necessarily heavy, but moderate, and not to the point where we wanted to sand it because the client didn't want us to go that extensive. And obviously, you're talking about a whole new price point when you add sanding into your restoration process. So we did Super 600 Ardex. We followed that up with a yellow medium wool with Starke Elevate, and then typically you're not gonna just jump into Finish R. Usually you'd go to Ignition or you'd go to Triple P, but we were just so excited to try out this product and we couldn't resist. So we tried it out with the Flex with the orange pad, which yes is a great option. I've also heard the Rupes LHR 21 is going to be a great machine to run this product with, and with one of Starke's pads. So maybe the Starke Money pad. You've got a lot of foam options available. But when you talk foam, I think you want to stay on the heavier side. So like the Flex, like the gray foam, the orange foam is going to be great with Finish R. If you're going to go with the random orbital polishing, you want to stick to the Starke Money pad or the purple foamed wool pad, and I would kind of shy away from foam with that specific machine. Also, if you do want to run a rotary, you can run a rotary with the yellow medium wool. That's also going to be perfect for Finish R. Other than that, you do see the grits in the polish, so that's a little bit new. It's not really like Elevate. You're going to see those polished grits in there. They're a little thick and they're going to break down pretty fast. Also, this polish is a little dusty, so Elevate's not dusty at all. This polish is just a tad dusty, not anything like a heavy cut like Level R, but you will notice a little bit of dust with this product, so that's sort of new and interesting, I think. When it comes to the application, I think it's going to be pretty good for applying in high heat. However, I am just slightly disappointed. I wish that this polish was a little bit more on the liquid side of things. So I think it's a little thick, kind of similar to Elevate. I wish they would have cut that down a little bit. Us personally, or me personally as a detailer, I got some test bottles to play around with early on, and you know, one of those test bottles I was using, a little bit more watered down. I thought it was a perfect consistency. They decided not to go with that one for whatever reason. I'm sure there's a lot of things that go into it that I probably don't understand, because that's not my space. I'm not in the product making space for bow detailing products. That's not to say if you have Elevate sitting in your shop, if you're a detailer, if you have it sitting in your garage, if you're a boat owner, stick with Elevate. I'm not saying you have to run out of your way and get Finish R. Finish R probably is going to slowly take over Elevate just because they're very similar polishes, right? I can't really compare Finish R to Ignition because Ignition is much finer. Triple P has its own purpose, but these two are kind of going head to head. And like I said, if you got Elevate, use Elevate. It's a great product. But moving forward, and what you're going to see in our videos, we're going to be trending towards Finish R when it's available. So if you want to get it, get it. It's a whole new class, a whole separate category on its own, and it's worth a shot. So that is my personal opinion on Finish R. I like it a lot. I've used it on one boat ever, so these are my initial thoughts. I'm sure things will change moving forward, but I personally wanted to give you guys an overview of this product. So with that said, let's go ahead and wrap up the video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on bell notifications. Do that so that every time we release a video, you'll be notified. Be sure to check out 1%detail.com, where you can source the best products all in one location at the lowest prices. And be sure to check out my course, Total Restoration, on 1%detail.com in the vault section. And I will see you on the next video. Peace out.